Hey, hey, hey. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, welcome. I'm going to be doing a Claire Tarot reading for Gemini. Um, ah, guys, I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm just feeling that Mercury retrograde energy early. 52% at 3:55. That comes out to 5555. But I asked the collective energy of Gemini, and it's like you can't breathe. The time is now for you to exhale. It literally looked and felt like this sensation, this visual representation of your breath being taken from you. I've never really known Gemini to be quiet. You guys have a lot to say. I'm married to a Gemini. I'm like surrounded by Gemini. I love it. I love it. And it's weird to me, like personally, to feel Gemini energy have their breath taken and they don't have anything to say. Let's gain clarity on exactly what this means for you. This is for the second half of July 2019. But please just know that soul doesn't do Gregorian calendars or linear time. So if you stumble across this at some other point and it resonates, your soul is wanting you to receive the message. So Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising in Venus, also for your cross watchers. Let us see what is going on. One more. Oopsie. My hands are just a hot mess right now. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like when you know someone and you guys, really get along, there's a lot of conversation. And it's like, I know the Gemini energy because first off, you, my husband, and quite a few other people in my life. And for that energy to go quiet, I'm like, yeah, right? Something going on? Okay. Gotcha. So your first card number 39, free from judgment, free to love. I think what might be going on is as the energies are shifting, Gemini, you're becoming much more consciously aware of certain aspects of your journey. And that it might be causing some anxiety within the chest. It might be causing you to feel as though, why haven't I gotten this lesson yet? Why am I still kind of stuck in this phase when I should be way over there? No, you're not necessarily stuck. There's just a couple aspects of this lesson that you're probably not necessarily missing, not consciously avoiding, but it's like some mild level of avoidance because it's in that section of the path that is the real nitty gritty the raw stuff. And like you were saying, Jessica, unless you actually know someone, you have a tendency, not you personally, but Gemini has a tendency to just keep things more like shallow, but not in a negative way, shallower conversation, just fun times, not shallow, casual is a better word. Just really light and airy and make people feel comfortable, make them laugh. And that's one of the things I love the most about Gemini. They're my favorite sign is that like, you can make me laugh because I get real deep in my thoughts and I get all mute. And then you bring a Gemini along and I'm like giggling. Y'all are like the Snoop Dogg of the Zodiac. You have that charisma. I'm just like, hey, you're Gemini. I love Geminis. So it's this part of you that's like, I don't want people to see that part yet. I don't feel comfortable with people seeing that part. And they might think some not so good things about me. And it's really a part of your journey where your soul is trying to get you comfortable with just being who you are. Okay, not having to be someone who's entertaining others, initiating conversation, or any of that. You're just to be who you are in all of your glory. Okay, even the raw parts. That's probably the prettiest parts about you. The raw truth is gorgeous. So card number 18, Spirals of Manifestation. It was very similar to the look on her face in this picture that I saw in that visual, where it's like your breath was taken from you. I just need to, my leg is cramping. It's like your breath was taken from you, and my God, why is this I had to stretch my leg. You are manifesting things right now. You're manifesting things in ways you haven't yet manifested before. Okay. These are lessons that you've probably gone through in your life, but not at this depth. And this is what's making you uncomfortable. It's not that you're not a deep person. It's that you have, you've become accustomed to keeping things more casual. And this is a very serious part of your journey. Okay. It's almost like there's a fork in the road, and what are you going to do? Oh, wow. That's deep. So as I was just talking right now, I get this message from Soul, and it's almost like a sacrifice has to be made. You know, you have to give up one thing. You can't have both. You have to give up one thing. And I don't know exactly what this pertains to. I don't necessarily think that it's a romantic relationship. I think it has to do more with your growth, the aspects of you. And it's something internal, okay? But something has to be given up. Your space has become very much crowded within your mind. And so something has to be given up. Are you going to give up you, naked in your truth, to be consumed by the seagulls? Mine, 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 mine. You know what I mean? Like always trying to have some kind of ownership of you. Or is what you're going to give up the parts that are no longer serving, the like half rotted parts that, you know, that just needs to be put outside already. Which one are you going to pick? What are you going to give up? The new you, because you're afraid of what this leads to? You're afraid of being seen naked in your truth, or the parts that are already well on their way to rotting? You know what I mean? That it isn't serving you. It's just festering. It's a place within, I guess, your mind where it's just becoming real stink, because your first card, free from judgment, free to love. I'm recognizing Geminis are their own worst critic. You know, you guys have a tendency to be your own worst critic. And people don't recognize this, because for Geminis, you guys will shift the conversation to something completely different, so that doesn't need to be spoken about. And I've been with my husband for 20 mother freaking years. I think 21 years at this point. Whatever. A very long time. And even till now, I'm like, what's wrong? Nothing. Oh, so hey, do you want to go? You did not do that. You did not just try and change the subject. But I've also learned, you know, you guys have to be handled a certain way. You know, it has to be something that you willingly agree to, because Geminis love in such a way where you will just give anything. If you love that person, you get anything for them. And you deserve more, a more compassionate, more gentle type of love, where you're not being forced to expose things you're not ready to expose. Does that make sense? So you're going to have to decide these things. Okay, Gemini, if you're cross-watching on Gemini, you can't force them to talk about things they're not comfortable speaking about with you yet. Okay? They're very fun. They're very entertaining to be around, very charismatic. But there is a depth, a hidden depth to Gemini that you have to be invited into. You can't just barge your way in. Gemini doesn't function that way. Okay. So Gemini, you need to start becoming comfortable with inviting people. Only specific people. You don't have to invite everyone. So let's see. Oh, Gemini has a lot of emotion lately. Oh my gosh. And you guys are so good at hiding all the emotions outside of like laughter and, you know, sarcasm and just fun stuff, entertaining stuff. So this is a period of really massive growth for you. And this is also a period that in order for you to get to your highest level of potentiality for growth, you're going to have to go beyond what you're comfortable with. You're going to have to begin inviting people into your depths. You're going to have to allow more of those emotions to rise up and be experienced by the people who want to actually experience them. Make sure these are the people you trust, though. Okay? There's going to be no benefit if you just invite anyone in willy-nilly and then they end up burning you. That's actually going to do the opposite. Okay? Oh my God. It's a fucking water sacrifice. All right. I just weird myself out sometimes. So it's 64% at 406. 10, 10, 10. Card number 10. Neptune sacrifice. Let's do this. Card number 10. The whole idea of compassion is based on a keen awareness of the interdependence of all these living beings, which are all part of one another and all involved in one another. So whatever is going on within you, if you think you're going to be an amazing friend or partner by keeping it all within you so that you don't negatively affect the person you love, we're all interconnected. We are all interconnected. If they love you, they'll feel it. And because you're not sharing of the feelings, it creates massive levels of confusion when you do this. This makes it much more difficult. And I completely understand why you would do it this way, the way that you do, where you compartmentalize and you keep things pretty much to yourself. But there's nothing chivalrous about it. Okay? The intention is chivalrous, but really all it does is create more confusion, more drama, more pain. And that's the last thing you want to do. That's one of the things that I've come to really know about every Gemini that I know, is that when you love, whether it just be a friend or it's like a partner, you'd be willing to go all the way for them. Even if they didn't ask you to, you would just do it. And so, you know, do you want to just do it and create that unfounded fear in them? Or do you want them to feel secure in this? Because regardless of your intention, if you're going to hide aspects of yourself, it will eventually create an unfounded fear. Like they don't know why they feel like you're hiding parts of yourself, why you're keeping secrets, what did they do wrong, things like that. It's completely avoidable, okay? Card number 6. Oh, wait. This card correlates to 6 of Swords, transformation, endings, beginnings, new ways, the end of the old, intensity. Allow your intensity to rise, okay? Some people need your intensity at this point. So card number 6. All right. Saturn, truth. As she has planted, so does she harvest. Such is the field of karma. The Saturn card says that it may feel bad now, but it's going to be resolved. Saturn is the planet of the reaper. It's the planet of karma. It's the lord of karma. Okay. You are accruing more karma in your attempt to silently deal with your circumstance. That would be, in some teachings, that would be considered a misuse of your free will. Not necessarily that you're bad or wrong or evil or intentionally hurting others or any of that. It's just the misuse because you're taking away someone else's sovereign right to decide whether they want to offer help or not. Do you see how that works out? The gift of Saturn is keeping you on your path, helping you face parts of your life you may dread, but you simply must fulfill. They are your contracts toward more solid achievements and a better life. Circumstances may be harsh for a while, but believe your sacrifices to be worth it. It's a good time to be diligent and not rush anything. Whatever you're asking about is likely to take considerable time and not come about too quickly. Now, I was talking, these cards were telling me about sacrifice, sacrificing an aspect of yourself. You're going to have to choose which one you're going to sacrifice. And then comes up Neptune and sacrifice. And even Saturn is talking about sacrifice. You have to stop carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders and your heart and trying to keep people smiling. A full, well-lived life includes moments of sadness, moments of tears, moments of anger and rage, miscommunication, all of that. It's not just all good times. And Gemini, you're not creating balance within yourself. You're the sign of the twin. If each twin is experiencing this duality and a growing divide, you've been fractionated into at least 4 major components. How does that work? And if each component is attempting to carry the weight of the world, you're carrying 4 worlds, 4 creations. That's not going to serve you. Okay? It's not going to serve you. You have to begin releasing that sense of obligation. You have to begin allowing yourself to begin communicating your needs, the truth of your needs, not just, the casual conversations. So card number 6, 6 Saturn. This has to do with 3 of Swords, restrictions, penalties, shattering experiences, disappointment, growth. It's sometimes in that disappointment that you grow the most. Okay? If someone disappoints you and therefore now you feel like you can't come to them and talk to them, maybe you're experiencing a period of growth that's helping you to further develop your discernment, because not everyone should be allowed to be in your space. None of my readings is about just blindly allowing people into such a sacred space. Your mental temple is very sacred. So is a temple within your heart. Those are very, very sacred spaces. And only those with the purest of intentions and behaviors should be allowed to exist, traverse those parts of you. So card number 25. First house, the body. I'm not the perishable body, but the eternal self. Move ahead with confidence. You are rising. The first house in astrology begins with the ascendant, the astrological constellation rising over the eastern horizon at the time the chart is cast. Like the sun and the moon, the first house is one of the most important parts of a horoscope. The first house represents your physical appearance, how your body works, and where your strengths and weaknesses lie. It's the beginning to everything. The first house is also the mask that everyone else sees first. So, although it may feel natural just to take over and assert your power, you may need to pull back some. And in your case, you may need to increase that a little bit more. Okay, you might need to crank that up. Try not to control or dominate certain situations, as this could backfire. The opposite also holds true for you, Gemini, because you're the twins. You have those 2 polarities already in existence, contained within the mask of the first house. Okay, so you have that duality already. careful not to go out of balance for either one. So if you're trying to control or dominate the situation, you also need to take care to not just kind of be a rag doll and tossed around in that situation and let things just be done to you, happen to you. Okay. More positively, people may feel comfortable now with you as their leader and they won't mind following your lead. It's important that you don't abandon your goals. You have to follow up. You need to finish all that you start. So this has to do with the tarot card Fool. It's about appearance, subject of your question, the way you come across, beginnings, new projects, new starts, the body, the face, you show the world. I think for some, not all Geminis, but for some, this is a very scary thing because up until this point, regardless of your age, you've taken very great care to not show the world your true face ever. And you guys definitely get a bum rap about, oh, you're two-faced and both. I joke around with my husband about that. Two-faced meaning just the twins, not like fake, not a liar. But you guys get a bum rap about that. People constantly talking shit because they don't understand. They think they deserve to have access to your sacred spots and they don't. Like, I get it. I don't deserve that until I earn your trust. So no, I don't see you as fake. I don't see you as, someone who lies and keeps secrets or whatever the hell else people say. But that's how it's being seen because that's the mask. That's their perception of the mask that you wear, which is the mask of the twins. You have the two polarities, the two opposing sides of yourself that people are already aware of. They can feel it in your energy. And, there is a part of you that's very, very shy. For all of that, flamboyant charisma, you're actually a very, very shy sign. Deep inside, you hide quite a bit. It needs to come out. A lot of you have been taking steps to allow more of that out. That's very, very good. You could even say you've gotten a jump start on this internal work that you need to do. But even with a jump start, you're not yet done. You have to keep going, okay? Keep pushing yourself to the outer limits of what you're comfortable with. You don't have to go way beyond it, just to the outer limits and slightly beyond. And that stretching can be uncomfortable, but it's in that discomfort that you actually begin to grow. Once the mind is stretched, it can't go back to its previous dimensions. It just can't. It's like a balloon. Once you inflate it, it can't shrink back to the way it was before it contained air. Oh, look at you. Okay, well done. The cards are stuck. Magic of the moon to manifest. Just as the light of the moon ebbs and flows, all things happen according to a timing that benefits the greater garden of life. How short-lived that garden would seem if all flowers bloomed at once and then it was over. As the next moon grows full, set your intention. Your time for blossoming is near. So there you go, all up in the air. You're kicking your feet up, kicking up your heels, getting ready to dance, getting ready to show parts of yourself that you've never shown anyone. And I'm pretty certain that when people begin to see these parts that you've never shown anyone, the response that you'll get will be nothing short of amazing. Nothing short of amazing. If people were in love with you before and you were hiding the most beautiful parts of yourself, I mean, could you even imagine how they'd feel seeing the truth of who and what you actually are, the parts that you have hidden? Let's get you more cards. That's beautiful. I actually really like these. All right. So rejuvenation, take time to rest and recharge your batteries. Again, some of you have already had a jump start. You started with this internal work a few months ago. It's really coming to a head at this point. The energies are increasing and you're feeling depleted probably. You're needing some time to just rest and, you know, go over the thoughts that you've had over these past few months where it didn't quite make sense then, but you knew at some point it's going to make sense. I'm just going to hang in there. Well, it's coming. It's coming. That moment of understanding and clarity is coming. But before that, you probably should allow yourself to become a little more rejuvenated, allow some rest, some replenishment. So time out. Take time for a much needed break and relax. See that? You have to rejuvenate. You have to time out, okay? It's time to just allow yourself to be easy with yourself. Miracles out of mistakes. Use your mistakes to inspire and empower you to face brighter days ahead. There you go. I don't believe in mistakes at all. At all. And if you make mistakes, you don't have to hide it. Okay? Anyone who expects perfection from you all the time is someone that shouldn't be around you ever. That's not a fair thing to ask of anyone, much less someone that you really, really love, you claim to love. So let us do a couple more cards from here. It's a lot of growth for you in this last half of July. A lot of growth. And it almost feels like the calm before the storm, telling you to rest and stuff. It's like the calm before the storm. Okay. Ooh. All right. So first we have What? Okay, sorry. The Star. Look at that. So this is about hope, faith, inspiration, bright prospects, mixing of the past and present, optimism, insight, good omens, spiritual love, astrological influence, and pleasure. It's time you begin enjoying yourself. You know, like really, truly enjoying yourself. You. Not enjoying yourself with other people, other people's company. Just enjoying yourself. Like go full hermit mode and really spend time with yourself. Get to know who you are. So 10 of Staves. There we go. In reverse, difficulties, intrigues, a traitor, deceiver, some losses will occur. So who's the traitor? Who's the deceiver? Is it someone outside of you or is it yourself? Have you been trying to convince yourself of something and you know that's not true, but you're trying so hard to convince yourself of something? In that case, you might be the one doing the deceiving, not deceiving someone else, but deceiving yourself. So this is a very good time for you to begin questioning if you are very real with yourself or if you are not. Next, you have 9 of Swords. Suspicion, slanderous gossip, shame, scruple, timidity, shady character. Is this your fear that this is how people will see you? Because that's kind of the sense that I'm getting. Like, I don't get that it's you, but it's coming from you. So when you pair those types of feelings together, there's a high likelihood that this is you afraid that this is how people will see you, that people will see you as shady, that people will see you as, you know, someone that's not trustworthy. Are you not trustworthy? Or are you just choosing to believe you're not? Are you someone who others can really lean on and be loved unconditionally by? And you're just trying to convince yourself that you're a horrible person? That's not going to fly here. It's just, I'm not going to allow you to perpetuate that lie. 3 of Staves in reverse. Assistance with an ulterior motive, diminishing adversity. There you go. Confirmation. I'm not going to allow you to continue to perpetuate the ulterior motives you have set against yourself. You're worth it. You're worth all this struggle that you have experienced, especially in the last few months. You are worth all that time and effort. You're worth it. And if you're going to sit there and try and convince yourself that you're not, I will not assist with that. I will not assist with that. All right. Oh, sorry, guys. I don't want my cards ruined. All right, let's get you guys a message from Soul. Excuse me. I'm suddenly feeling like I have to go astral. Hold on. Let's do this, Gemini. One more shuffle. Okay. Ooh, I like this a lot. A lot. All right. Card number 8, Cosmic Heart. I was dead. I became alive. I was tears. I became laughter. The power of love arrived and made me everlasting power. I have seen everything. I have no fear. I have the heart of a lion. I shine like Venus. I hear it and weep in sublime reverence. I bow to this living, beating, loving heart of the universe. It echoes throughout all of creation. Once, some time ago, I was deaf. I had not heard one true sound. Much noise, but no truth. So I believed in many things not worth believing in. Then, in a moment of my crisis that cracked my heart open, I was given a gift. Though I felt fear and confusion, a gift came to me more powerful than those temporary ailments. That gift was the ability to hear the sound hidden beneath all of life. I heard it, that sacred sound of the beating heart of universal love. Now I know that belief in unworthy things like fear and doubt is lunacy. Even my loneliness became unconvincing to me. We are animated by this living heartbeat, part of life that is sustained by it. You and I, the planets, the birds, and the fish, emerge from the great source because of this beating heart of the universe. It pumps life through our veins. What proof of this is needed? You live. That is the proof. I hear it everywhere now. It's become so loud, louder than any word of fear. It resonates through my soul and eclipses any tremor of anxiety. There's a time on the journey of love when the beloved, that would be you and me, sweet soul, is prepared to engage more completely with the heart of the divine lover. The preparation will be a rich process, spiritually speaking. It may also feel like being beaten, pummeled, simmered, and stirred in the pot of the divine master chef to become a sacred and savory meal fit for the most heavenly of feasts. This is a courageous and bold process, one that will create the most delicious aromas in the soul. And yet it is one that will likely take us right to the places we would rather avoid. Places of confrontation with pain, but where the loss of its grip on our being no longer lets us quake and retreat from life in fear or uncertainty. You have been through these tantalizing trials to push to surrender fear, the realization your attempts at control amount to not so much, actually. So why not abandon them together? The trials have asked you to confront every part of your being that holds itself back in resistance to what is, in resistance to what life presents at this very moment. You have been asked to become comfortable with the possible discomfort of not knowing and to understand you don't have to understand anything for life to work out with perfect synchronicity and generous grace. You don't have to understand. You just have to get out of your own way. Okay? Allow yourself to grow in the ways you are needing to grow right now with no shame and no guilt and no need to hide. All right, Gemini? So that is your message from Soul. I hope this resonates with you. If it does, please give this a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel. Turn on that notification bell and join me every single time I'm live. Thanks, guys. Bye.